Good evening and welcome to another peek at the future. This time a more in-depth look at those jump jet changes. Have a look at how they affect the real world gameplay. So first of all, let's look at the Icarus jump jets and how the different levels compare. Here's level 1, can easily scale that double height building, no problem at all, and although I failed to do so here, you can get up to that second tier of the tower with relative ease. Something of a technique to using these. You tend to fire the jet all in one. If you don't judge your angle quite right, you find yourself hanging in mid-air with no platform to jump onto and only a plummet back to the ground to look forward to. You can see there, quite easily make it onto the second tier. Level 2 gives you no further boost time. The different levels really are into the recharge time, which, as we'll see later on, isn't necessarily a bad thing. In actual fact, max level is really quite effective. But we're up to level 3 now. But, as you can see, I can still judge that angle incorrectly. I think the implant for mitigating fall damage is going to be a bit more useful for Icarus jump-jetted light assaults. But speaking of fall damage, Icarus jets really quite good at allowing the player to drop quickly and then only fire those jets at the last second to stop that fall damage altogether. Level 4 actually recharging enough to give a slight extra boost in mid-air. But I have to say level 5's where it's at. But scaling these towers, if someone's put a beacon on the top of them, that's quite a bit easier now to go and grab. It's not the sort of arduous task it used to be. But here's level 5. Like I said, no extra boost time, but that recharge time quite a bit better. Almost by the time you've landed and assessed the situation, you're ready to go again. Jump towers in a single bound. Almost. So because the recharge time is so much better on level 5, you can actually get a bit of sideways movement out of them as well. It's not the most graceful thing in the world, but if you've brought your Icarus and you're trying to C4 or Sunday or something, you can get a fair bit of distance away from a building if you've got that height. But let's look at the firing times for Icarus level 1 and level 5. You can see it's roughly the same. But if we look at the recharge time, this is where it hurts level 1. You can see level 1 is really quite slow. Level 5, ready to go again. If we look at the times, level 5, 4.2 seconds, something like that. Whereas level 1, almost 8.3 seconds. Let's look at Drifter level 5. I think light assaults are going to really enjoy this. You seem to be able to hang in the air for ages. I think you C4 fairies are going to love this, sprinkling your high explosive gifts to all below. But a lap of the tower with drifters, not a problem at all now. I hate to say it, obviously 18 light assaults, but they're actually quite good fun to use. You carry your momentum, even when you're not using the directional keys and you're just holding the jump key. Of course, just holding the jump key gains you a bit more height, but you keep the momentum, so of course it feels a bit more fun because you're managing that judgment yourself. You're keeping that momentum and gliding and managing that. Feels like there's a bit more skill to it. So maybe Icarus makes your head spin. Not a problem. We now have a, shall we say, sedate way to scale a tower. In the form of Drifter level 5. And here's the ultimate. What if there was a burster max on that landing pad? Let's go and get it. Yep, let's go and get it. Of course, rain and wind and natural erosion might have killed the burster before we get there. But the point is, it is doable. You can get up to these landing pads with drifters. But let's take a look at how far you can actually get with a drifter. And spoiler alert, it's ruddy miles. Still going. Still going. And you have to kind of wonder at this point, should air lock-ons be able to hit drifters now? Would that be hilarious? Obviously for me it would be. But we're still in the air, we're still in the air. And you can actually see it takes me 2 bursts of drifter to get to the next base, which is mental, but I have to say quite good fun. So much fun in fact that I might even be tempted to put some certs into these on live. Obviously don't tell anyone I said that, I hate to lose my anti-light assault reputation. So thank you very much for watching this peek at the future, I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, why not consider hitting that subscribe button. A small amount of advertising, I put a Battlefield Hardline video up just yesterday, so if you fancy finding out what that's like to play, I put some first impressions and some gameplay. It's actually quite good fun. So thanks again for watching, I'll see you next time, take care.